In this video, I am going to show you how to troubleshoot and repair the Hayward Aquatrol and Aquarite mainboards with both LCD display and indicator lights not working. But first, I would like to make it clear that I am not in the repair industry. I am just a do-it-yourself person helping out neighbors, friends and relatives. What you see on the left-hand side of the screen is the Hayward Aquatrol mainboard revision 147 and on the right is the Aquarite mainboard revision 159. Sitting on the bench is the Aquarite newest revision 159 and a 24 volts unfiltered DC power supply from a 40V8 transformer. I got to use what I have for this purpose, and I do not recommend you use the same to operate the whole system. If you are working in front of the control panel, click the link in the description box or at the end of this video for a detailed walkthrough. Connect the DC power supply positive to the red terminal and the negative to the black terminal on the board. Set the multimeter to measure DC voltage. Connect the black test lead to the negative post R15. By the way, make sure to insulate the exposed metal tip of the red test lead to avoid causing possible short circuits. I know I forgot to do that, but I am very cautious here. Turn on the DC power supply. Probe one side of R17 resistor for 22 to 23 volts. If it is okay, move the red test lead to TP13 or pin 3 of the 5 volts regulator for 5 volts DC. Now test TP14 for 5 volts DC. If it reads 0, then riser pin number 4 should also read 0. And just for your information, the thermistor has nothing to do with the missing 5 volts. TP14 should read 5 volts DC even without the thermistor in place. So please, do not shotgun the thermistor. Now, let's troubleshoot the Aquatrol mainboard that is also having the same symptoms. No display and no lights. As you can see, the measured voltage at the end of R17 is within range. TP13 is 5 volts. But then again, the 5 volts is missing at TP14 and also at riser pin number 4. The fix is to replace the U13 and I have provided the correct part number in the description box below. Unfortunately for the build revision that has a K4 relay on it, the U13 location is cramped. Removing the U7 24-volt regulator and the C3 capacitor out of the way will give me more room to work on the U13. For the older build, The U13 chip can be replaced without removing other parts around it. Gently scrape off the conformal coating. Heat the solder until it melts and then gently pull out the capacitor. Do the same to the 24-volt regulator, but use a needle nose plier to pull it out. While you are at it, use a solder wick to clean the legs. Yeah, I know, I did it my way. Now to remove the U13 chip, gently scrape off the conformal coating on the solder point. Use an anti-TP roll to protect the big caps from accidental burning. Desoldering and soldering the U13 chip will certainly put your patience on test. Use a solder wick to clean the solder pads. The new replacement chip must seat flat against the board. This time around, I tinned the legs. But it's your call, whatever works for you. Pardon the quality of the video. My cell phone videocam does not allow me to turn off the autofocus. But anyway, you'll get the message. Patience and lots of it. Use a solder wick or solder sucker to remove the old solder from the through hole. Solder the 24-volt regulator back in place. Make sure to observe the correct device orientation. Next, solder the capacitor back in place. Observe the polarity. Clean and inspect your work. I use acetone or rubbing alcohol to remove the flux residue. Now let's see if it is fixed. Again, 5 volts is present at TP13. And there it is. TP14 is 5 volts. Riser pin 4 is also 5 volts. This would mean the LCD display and the indicating lights are guaranteed to work. What you can see now is the Aquarite controller board that I tested earlier and confirmed 5 volts is missing at TP14. Let us see if we just restored the controller board. I replaced the U13 on it, Off cam. Now let's see if it is fixed. Success. TP14 is 5 volts. I now successfully repaired the Aquatrol and the Aquarite controller board. Thank you, and I hope this video has helped you in any way in restoring the pricey controller board.